This might, in fact, be our problem. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back, Borderview Farms. I'm still Nathan, and we've still got a tractor to work on. So, plan here this morning is to clean the cab out and see if we can't fix our rear work lights, because those lights up there don't work, and I'm pretty sure it's because when we put a new headliner in there last winter, we missed a wire harness, and we gotta find it. And I'm really hoping I don't have to take the whole headliner down again, but that might be what ends up happening. So let's start tearing it apart and see what we can figure out. I'm taking this monitor out of here too. You guys remember? This is the monitor we use for that little sprayer that we've got, that little Century pull type sprayer. And my display quit working on me when we were trying to finish up that one day with it. So I was asking Dad about it a little bit, and he said, well, maybe we can send it in somewhere, maybe it's just a light bulb burn out of it. So given that it doesn't work now, we're going to take it apart and see if there's a light bulb burnout. We can fix it. That'd be easy. Otherwise, maybe we can have somebody fix it. Or I found one of these for sale online for 350 bucks, which isn't terrible, but let's see if we can fix this one first. Let's see what we get. Something's holding it together. Maybe these switches. Well, I brought it back to the tractor here to plug it in, and you can see that over here on this side of the display, you can see a little bit, but then you can't read the rest of it, and that's the problem. I was hoping that maybe there was just a light bulb behind there or something that was burnt out on half of the display, but it does not appear to be the case. It appears to be whatever that LCD display module, this piece here is, and it is soldered directly into the board that is connected to literally everything else. Come on. It's all one big board in there. So that ain't gonna happen, I don't think. Either send it in and have somebody else fix it, or buy another used one, because, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Okay, I put that back together. Back to cleaning here. Let's get all of this stuff out. All right, well, I haven't wiped anything down, but it is picked up in here. Okay, let's see if we can't chase a wire harness. Now, when I put this headliner in here, I remember there being a big wire harness connection behind the radio in here. So we're going to start there and pull that out and see if we can't find anything without taking all this down, because otherwise I think this has got to come down. And that's not exactly a fun, easy thing to do. So we're going to try and avoid that. Those ones all seem to be radio related, except for maybe that one. But it doesn't have any connections. Dang. Alright, what's next? Well, there's a wire harness that goes up the rear corner post. Seems like a likely candidate. I think we're gonna have to take this piece off and see if we can't pull that down a little bit and look up underneath there. Well, that just looks like it goes up. I don't see much. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Judging from that connector that's going up and the fact that that is green, I wonder if it wouldn't be easier to go from the top down. Just take this piece off and then we could actually see where all the wires go and trace them a little bit better. There's not that many screws holding the cap on. Either way, we gotta put it on hold because I got somebody coming to pick up my empty boxes, all those empty wheat and cover crop boxes that I got down in my seed warehouse. They're coming to get them today, and they said they'd be here at 10. It's almost 10, so I'm gonna go down there and get those loaded up, and then we'll come back and think about this some more. Sweet, there goes a load of boxes. The rest of those empties there are mine, so we'll just leave them there, or we could take them back to the farm, but see you later, boxes. All right, back to this. I have decided to pull the top. I'm pretty sure it was just the two big bolts that hold that bracket on, the one that's sitting over there on the bench. And then there's 4 other bolts, and I think it'll come loose now, unless there's some up underneath here. Look at that. That's a headliner, or head cab cover cap, whatever, off. I was incorrect in that it was just those few screws, but there were some all along the sides and the front and the back. But look what I found. Oh, bird nests. Well, guess we can clean them out now. And then we can do some wire tracing and figure out where we've got power and where we don't and why our lights aren't working. Well, I'm just guessing here. So, you know, I could be wrong. However, this might, in fact, be our problem. Maybe. I'm guessing our windshield washer, rear windshield wiper fluid doesn't really work, or at least doesn't get where it needs to go. And this purple wire and this black wire and all these other ones that are chewed up, that could be a problem. Yeah, that could be a problem. All right, so I've got this washed up and cleaned out pretty decent. It's much better, but we've got some major wiring issues. Ugh, let me crawl up here. So in addition to those ones in the back, I thought I saw one up here somewhere, or maybe it was just a one that's hanging. I don't know that these are what that's for. That one's not broken, it's just bare wire, and there's a, I don't know, maybe it's for an additional light. Could be. I don't know. Is there one over here? I don't see one. So I don't know about that. Let me go around the back here. So here's all those ones I showed you a little bit ago. Chewed, broken, cut, not good. I also found this one. That one's in rough shape. And there's more over here. I didn't think birds would chew through wires, but I didn't see any signs of mice. So I kind of think it's the birds. And those are, yeah. I don't know how fixable this is. I might have to look at this whole wire harness, which sounds expensive, but I'm going to look and see. Because these are going to be hard to fix. All right, well, see this tag right here? Look what it's got on it. A part number, that AL number. Yeah, go look that AL number up on John Deere's parts website. This little wire harness right here, she's over $1,000. So we're gonna get real good at splicing wires together here. Yeah. So we need to disassemble things a little bit better. We may even take the whole thing down and work on it on the bench because it will be easier. But at a minimum, we've got to get the wires separated and figure out what we've got. And then we're going to have to trim them back and put a jumper wire, kind of like splice both ends of it, because I don't think that wire is going to be able to go back together very good. I'm not going to be able to just put a butt splice in there and connect it with as frayed as they are. So this is going to be kind of a long project, but I've got some side cuts. We're going to start undoing some zip ties here and see what we got to do to fix it, because yeah, I ain't spending $1,000 to get two lights working. Ain't happening. They can't make anything easy. All right, so it's loose over here. I've got it kind of dug out, but then we get to here, and we've got wires coming out of the harness going down through there that are siliconed into place, and then here they go down. That's the corner post. So this wire harness, she's not coming down, which means we get to work on it up here. The damage seems to be isolated to this spot and that spot, so we'll do what we have to do. And I'm gonna, like I said, we're gonna take it apart, try and match wires up as best we can. Hopefully we can figure out what connects to what and get them all back together. As long as they're all the same color. The problem is there's multiple of each color. Yeah, this could be tricky. Well, it may not be as bad as I had initially thought, but we'll see. So in this area, there appears to only be two wires that are actually broken. There is this black one up here and this purple one right here. Now this black one is also chewed up pretty good, but it's not actually broken. And I haven't decided if I'm going to cut it and put a new piece in there or just try and tape that up real good. But other than that, I don't see any. Oh, there's another one. Oh no, that's the same purple wire. And anyway, so other than that, I don't see any other damaged wires. There's one. That brown one right there. But that one's not too bad. This purple one's got a little bit of damage. But those ones are fixable, I think. And then this hose, which this is for the washer fluid for the window. Right there. So I'm going to start with this black one. We're going to cut that piece out and put a new piece of wire in. I might need bigger wire. I thought these were all really tiny wires, but that one's not so bad. So I got some 16 gauge. That was the smallest I could find. I think these are smaller than that, but I don't have any small wire. So this one might be 14 or even 12. I got some bigger stuff I can splice in there. So I'm using these solder seal connectors, whatever they are, to kind of heat shrink with some solder built into them, and you melt it on there. They seem to work pretty good. That one's already done. Kind of got to keep heating until you see the solder melt on the wires, and then you know that they're thoroughly attached. There, it's bubbling. Yeah, you guys can't see that at all. Sorry. Okay, there I've got the two broken ones reattached. I'm quite convinced this one here was not my problem. You know how I know? Because it wasn't attached to anything. That was probably a waste there, but whatever, it's done. Okay, what else do I need to do here? I need to look at that one. Yeah. I think I'm going to try and just tape it up. I think. I need to get some tape. Alright, so over on this side, kind of a similar situation. We've got this one clearly broken wire that I almost wonder if I couldn't find an end to put in this electrical plug. It would be easier just to cut it off and put that in there, but my length might be off a little bit. And then we've got this other one here that's in really bad shape, but not actually broken. I am going to cut that one out, though. And then this one just had a nick. So not so bad over here, or not terribly bad anyway. Yeah, we'll fix them up. Okay, everything has been reconnected that I know of anyway. And I taped up some bad spots. Let's see if our lights work. Oh, look at that! Sweet. They work. That's awesome. Okay, I think I'm done up here. I decided, well, okay, I'm not quite done. I took this little piece of broken washer fluid hose off, and I have some more, but I don't have a connector, a hose barb to put in there to connect two pieces together. And the other end goes clear down to the pump on the tank, and I'm not fishing a new line all the way through there. So if I get one of those, I'll put it together. If not, that windshield washer hasn't been used in years, so it's not that big of a deal. I just won't worry about it. But yeah, that's good. Our lights work. That's awesome. Now, if only there were more of them. That's one of my biggest complaints with this tractor, is that on the back of it, there are only those two lights for work lights. Like, yeah, they're better than nothing, but they aren't very bright. So I was looking here, and there's a spot right here on the top of the rear fender, or maybe even here, that I wonder if we couldn't add lights, and I wonder if the wires aren't already there. And if they are, that would probably be worth it. So I might look into that a little bit. We might take, there's a cover underneath the fender here that we can take off, a couple of screws, see what's in there, and if there's wire harness, and we can turn a little switch on in the cab and get power to it, we'll buy some lights, stick them on there. Okay, now that that's done up there, since I clearly didn't do a very good job power washing this yesterday, we're gonna clean this up. Some soapy water while I can get to it. Okay, that's done. All right, now let's go back in and reassemble our interior of our cab, because, well, we didn't really need to take that apart, so we can put it back together. Better. Corner post back on, and that's up. All right. Now we need that piece to dry so that I can wax it before I put it up on top of the cab. Cab tops are about the hardest place on the tractor to wax, because you can't get to it. So we'll do it while it's on the ground, and I think that's it then with the electrical side of stuff. Appears that one of my flashers is out. That one works. That one doesn't. Let's take that apart while we're got access to it. See if it's a bulb or something else. Okay, I have no idea what happened there. It wasn't working, so I took it apart and I swapped it with the bulb in the front corner up there. And now they both work. All right. All right. I took this cover off under here. And look, there's a wire harness with a couple of wires in it. There's another one here, but I think that's for a switch that goes in this spot. But there was no power to it, even with my lights on, so I had Dad help me, and I figured out where or how to get power to it. So I think we're gonna add some lights there. But it involves a switch on the inside. I'll show that to you in a minute, but Dad needed some help. He's gonna move those big pans that he had parked out back here. He had to get them cylinders worked on this summer when he was working on stuff one day, and he's got it hooked up, but he needs to get the pins lined up in the cylinder, so I'm gonna help him. Basically, we need this cylinder to line up with that hole, so he's gonna move it. There's the hydraulics, and we've got to figure out how to make it line up. Close. Where's the pin? Right here. We'll wiggle it. Come on. Well, the cylinder is all the way out, and it's, oh, there he's moving stuff. Oh, pump! There, like that. Okay, now we just put the bolts in, hold the pins in place, and then you can move it. Okay, back to this. So I ordered a couple of lights that will mount up here on our fender. And basically what we have to do, this wire harness, this one plugs into here, and this one is connected to two different switches here. These two, which alternate, turn lights on and off and stuff. And what we need to do is get a switch to go in here and connect the wires into this plug, which will then connect more of the pins that it mates to. And the way that I was able to test this to make sure that the wire harness underneath there where it's going to connect had power was, I made myself a little jumper wire, connected some pins around until I figured out which one made power go there, and it was one of them. I think it was, I don't remember, I think it was one of these two in the center. But we'll test that again when we get our switch and stuff. It'll probably be next week. That'll definitely be next week. But yeah, that'll help when we're irrigating. That's the thing, I use this tractor for irrigation stuff, and when it's the middle of the night, it's awfully dark, and no rear lights was a bit of a challenge this year. So we're gonna put some good lights on it. All right, well, I think we're back to the point where I need some parts before I can do much more. That, or for this thing to be dry so I can wax it. It had, yeah, it's getting there, but it had water pocketed in some spots, so I stood it up to try and help it drain off. But I think we're gonna have to let it sit overnight, which means till Monday, and then we can put that back together. Our sensor for the transmission should come on Monday, and what else did I order that should come on Monday? Oh yeah, those louvers for that chafer for the combine over there. I don't know when I'll get these lights. I doubt that I will get them Monday. It'll probably be Thursday next week unless I go up and get them. But other than that, not a whole lot I can do. We're going to let this dry out and come back to it Monday, and hopefully we can figure out how to get to that sensor and get the rest of this stuff done. So at least that's the plan. Anyway, I'm going home. So thanks for watching this week, guys. Have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday, and we'll keep working on this. We should be able to get this tractor out of here by Tuesday, I would say. Depending those lights, and then we'll see what else we can do and get something else in here next week. I don't know, probably another tractor, but we'll see. So have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me, please, and if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you guys later.